Hello, Lyric Armstrong, your real estate agent and advocate. We spoke, I believe that was yesterday, about, financial freedom. How do you actually get financial freedom? And we talked about what the state of housing is now across the board and specifically for African Americans. And when they go into the gravesite and they're going to put flowers down, are they cursing you out because you left them a whole bunch of bills? Or are they going to be telling your great-great-grandchildren about you, calling you Big Mama and thanking you for the legacy you left with real estate, the property you left them, the money you left them? And that's up to you. You decide your own legacy. But if you're here because you want to build your legacy in real estate, and you want to do it even though prices are high, right? We talked about that. Prices are high. Yay. Ooh, ow. What do I do? Listen, prices are what they are, whether they're high, low, anything. You can't live in the past, because if you bought it back then, you would have it, right? You don't have it. Why didn't you buy it back then when it was $400,000? Oh, it was too much money then. Now it's $600,000 and you can't believe it. It's so high, it has to go back down to $400,000. No, it don't work like that. It doesn't work that way. The market goes up and down, yes, but you don't pick the price 95% of the time. You may have some instances where you might can pick the price. But even still, if you're in a an auction and you're picking the price, you're dealing with the starting bid that's more than likely it's led by the money owed on the property. And when the market is, as good as it is right now, you're going to be paying the market price, right? So this is another reason why I constantly scream at the top of my lungs, purchase as soon as you can. Doesn't mean that's your forever home. That's how you build your generational wealth. You get the first home, you purchase that, whether it's the condo, whatever type of property, you get that first piece of property and you say, I don't like the paint color, so I'm gonna change the paint. Okay, I don't like the commute to work, so I'm gonna deal with this for a year or for 2 years or so. And then I'm gonna go ahead and leverage up to the next property. What? Level up. Level up, level up, level up. You got to leverage it. So you take that property, it's in your portfolio, it's looking as an asset. You've built equity in the property. If you bought 2018, 2019, and in some realities, if you bought early 2020, you're looking at a very pretty set of equity already because of what's going on in the marketplace. Well, maybe you bought the distressed property, little minor things like some paint, changed out the top, the countertops a little bit, repainted the cabinets, painted the walls, spruced up the house a little bit, look a little better inside and out. You can get an appraiser to come back out and let you know how much equity you've built into it. Now you have an asset on your portfolio. You can show that you have money, you have equity in your property. And that can be used to help you purchase your next property. And then your next property. And then your next property, and you keep doing that, keeping all of your properties, because now when you come out of the first home, you've rented it to your college graduate, your new family who's getting a new startup, new leg up on life. They're not quite ready for home ownership, so they're just gonna spend a couple years with you. They're not gonna live there forever. They're gonna come in for a couple years and give you some rent, right? Because you're promoting home ownership, right? Because we're building generational wealth. So you want to build your generational wealth. I want to build my generational wealth. So we got to help others build theirs too, right? And this is how it starts. So one property can beget to another property, can beget to another property, into another property. And that's the whole basis. Start where you are. You don't come out the gate being Bill Gates, you don't come out Warren Buffett style and anybody else, you're not Oprah on the first day. It takes time. You're not Tyler Perry buying old, what did he buy? Old, what was that thing called? Army bases, right? To put in new studios. You don't come out the gate like that. Now, if you take Tyler Perry's story, he started off homeless, living out his car. Okay, so we can do it here. Wherever you are, you start from where you are. And that's how you start building your legacy. Make the choices that are going to yield you the proper results. Don't think doing the same thing over and over again is going to automatically give you something brand new. It doesn't work that way. That's insanity. Thinking that if you do the same thing 1,000,001 times, that 1,000,002 is going to be something different. No, the outcome will not change. If it's not bringing you success now, it's not bringing you success later. And I'm picking on StockX, and I'm really picking on Supreme because I don't get it. I don't get it. Somebody gets it because they spend a whole lot of money. They make a lot of money, $1 billion money being made at Supreme. So somebody gets it. But I don't get the appeal. I mean, it's not for me. But somebody gets it. Somebody got it and they got your money. Don't give them your money no more. You got to go get your property first. And then you can buy a Supreme once a year. Okay. No, just kidding. Do what you need to do. You know, don't overgo into, you know, Shopaholic Anonymous and work yourself into a frenzy over spending. But at the same time, as you're building your generational wealth, yes, treat yourself a little bit here and there. All right, so how can we get a start right now? The numbers are crazy. The numbers are high. The numbers are scaring you to pieces. You just know the market's going to change. You've been saying it since late 2019. You can't believe it's keep going up and up and tripling and doubling. And it's just, you know, it's crazy money. Where they getting all this money from? How they making all this money? One of my clients, he wants to sell his house. And he asked me, so all this money people are making, how are they making it? What? I sell houses, okay? I'm not looking at the economical trends of, you know, business ownership and professions. I do know we have a lot more businesses now than we necessarily have people going into preferred professions of the old, such as lawyer and doctor, but we have a shortage in the healthcare industry. So if that's where you're trying to go, I can help you with that. As far as how to buy real estate, when you are in the healthcare profession, you have all those lovely student loan debt. You know, you're like, I could buy a house with this student loan debt. I could buy a car with this student loan debt. Well, if you have that student loan debt, I have some help for you. Yes, you're going to have to pay it back. We're not going to be able to avoid that, but, you know, reach out to me and we can still help get a package together where you can get your, you know, your first home. And then we can build to your forever home once we, you know, put that debt down. But nevertheless, there is some workaround. It's not the only thing we're going for. We're advocating for some more workarounds, but right now you do have a workaround for student loan debt. So if someone told you, if you have a student loan, there's no way you can purchase property, call me, we'll figure that out. We'll get the workaround going for you. But you have to be flexible, okay? We're not buying mansions unless you got mansion-worthy money. You know, you have to have the income to support whatever you're purchasing. So start where you are. Now, here's the thing that kills me. I don't know why we do this to ourselves as African Americans. We think we have to do everything alone. We have this crab in a barrel, a crab in a bucket mentality. Like we can't seem to understand that we're not alone. We weren't alone when we marched. We weren't alone when we got fair housing passed. We weren't alone when we, you know, abolished slavery. That wasn't an alone status. That took numbers upon numbers of people. We had a 1 million man march, right? So we weren't alone then. You know, why do we have to think that we must be alone now when it comes to building generational wealth? Why? Tulsa, Black Wall Street in and of itself was not an alone purchase. It was a collective of business professionals who were African American, collectively came into the city and they bought different pieces of property on the block. And they brought money into that community. And we're talking about it now. Because of course, the haters gonna hate, and thankfully we don't have to deal with that type of hate today in that form, even though we're eradicating some other types of hate, but at least we're not dealing with what Tulsa went through. but they didn't do it alone. They didn't create wealth alone. They didn't have the Black business Wall Street alone. That was together. That was numbers. It took numbers. Booker T. Washington's Black Business Bureau is what my organization starts out of. You know, because of 1880, Booker T. Washington's Black Business Bureau came together, collectively came together, formulated their bureau, and then they said, okay, well, all the real estate people who deal with real estate, you guys need a trade association, because realtors were not allowing them to join at that time because of their African-American notation. So consequently, they created their own, and that's where realtors came into play. In 1947, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers denoted realtors as a trade association for real estate professionals. There was no alone. The creation was not alone. It didn't come one person by themselves. It was a collective of people that helped to bring forth change. Guess what? Black homeownership does not improve alone. I can't do that by myself. You can't do that by yourself. We have to work together. It's a collective. It is several hundreds, thousands of individuals who are advocating and talking to you constantly about Black homeownership. You're like, what? I just want to watch growing up in hip hop. I just want to watch Love and Hip Hop. I just want to watch March Madness. I just, you're trying to do everything else, but I'm yelling at you about Black homeownership. Why? Because I need you. I need all of you. Whether you're working with me or you're working with the next realtors or you're working with someone else who has the aligned goals of home ownership for you as an African-American family or individual, it is necessary that you do it on a collective, because you cannot do it alone. Everything you try to do alone gets you those lonely results. So partner with me, partner with someone, get someone who, like I've told you before, interview someone who is really passionate about what you're passionate about, who's serving your community, who's advocating for your community, who is not just after the paycheck. And you can tell if all they want to show you is the $1 million homes, and you say, I want to see some $700,000 homes, and they just want to show you the $1 million home, and they don't see no 700, and you go on, you go on Google and say, well, show me this area. And you see a couple, you're like, why didn't you show me this house? Why didn't you send me this house? Why didn't you tell me about this house? Right then and there, you're going to have to work out your contract, because right there, they're not advocating for you. But if you don't want to have to work that hard because the market is quick, you got to put your offer in real quick. I'm going to give you the quickest way to find out if they're working for you, if they're advocating for you, in spite of the fact of what their commission is, in spite of the fact of how much money they're going to make, that they're actually concerned about you getting what you need and what's going to be best for you and your family and what you're trying to do. All you have to do is look up Realtist, REALTIST, Realtist. Find you a Realtist in your area. You don't know them, you can't find, never heard of it, it sounds weird, think I spelled it wrong, then you call at me, I help get you connected. Or you use me directly and I'll help you, whatever the situation. The other thing is, you said, okay, it's Southern California, we got zeros upon zeros. And, I didn't even know people made this much money. You like my seller, like, where they get all this money from? I didn't even know people made this much money. How they get all this money, right? And there's theories. Like I have the theory that due to certain family members passing, selling homes, market, allowing you to sell home and have a lot of capital that you're trying to put into another piece of property quickly, so you don't have to pay a whole lot of taxes on it, even though taxation is still expensive. Nevertheless, and that could be as a result of COVID, that could be the result of baby boomers passing away. We're getting to the age of time where a lot of deaths are happening. Those are possible, you know, life insurance payouts, those are possible. Professions are possible, business owners possible. I don't care. As long as it's legal, I don't care how you got your money. Look, bottom line is what you're going to do with it, how you're going to keep it. And you keep it by putting it into real estate. So if you said, well, I have 300,000 or I qualify for $400,000, and you say to me, I don't know what I'm about $400,000. Inglewood starts at 600K for a condo. I don't know what I'm gonna be able to afford for $500,000. Okay, well, let's get you a 2-bedroom. Let's get you a 3-bedroom. You got a sister, a brother, a cousin. Who else got some good credit around there and a job? Well, you know, you got a good friend. You want a business partner. You got a partner. You got a friend. You can put a contract between the two of you. In the event of, you can get some insurance for the two of you. So if one person dies, you can get the insurance to buy out their interest from the heirs, so you don't have to sell the property. There's ways. What do we call that? Peace up. Peace up. Bring your money together. Stop doing it alone. Dr. Rosie worked with her with Trust and Estates, and one of her famous lines is, you know, when you're trying to get that ripple, or you know, whatever that Cavassier, whatever is of your choice, everybody, you know, put a dime in, put a dollar in, put 5 in, whatever you're gonna put in, and we're gonna go down to the Lipstone, we're gonna get it. So why do you do that for the things that are to your demise? Why are you willing to ask people to help you cause yourself harm or to keep you oppressed, but you won't ask nobody to help you to come out of poverty, or ask somebody to help you to build generational wealth? Don't get too prideful. Put your pride down. Take off the stupid hat. Let's learn from our previous mistakes. You cannot do it alone. Let's learn from our ancestors and those who trailblazed before us. You're better with numbers. So come together as a collective, get you a couple people together, put your money together, piece up, and buy the property that you say is just so expensive to buy by yourself. And then now you own 1/4 of something, or you own 1/2 of something. And then over time, a year or two down the line, you can take that, leverage it, have the portfolio for the equity that is built, and go buy the next one. And the next one, and the next one, until you turn around and you can buy by yourself. So you're sitting up here paying all this ridiculous rent. You know what? I have, oh, they're gonna be mad. I have people in my neighborhood. I have neighbors. I'm not gonna say where. I have neighbors. I can't tell you how many people live there. I think it's like 4, 5, 6. I don't know. In a 4-bedroom house, and they piece up to pay rent. What? At first I thought, oh, okay, that's a good idea. You know, you piece up, you pay the rent for a couple years and save your money so you can buy. Honey, they've been doing that for years on years, at least 6 years. Maybe not the exact same people, because we've had maybe 2 people kind of rotate, but at least 6 years. About 3 of those people, 3 of the main people have been there consistently for the last 6 years, if not more, piecing up on the expensive rent of Southern California. So you sitting up here, maybe by yourself, maybe with your cousin, woman, other person, paying all this money in rent because you like the way it looks in TikTok and your Instagram photos, and you trying to look cute for the gram and whatnot, and you broke. What sense does that make? You have no generational wealth. You're not setting your family up for financial stability. You're going to be 80 talking about some, oh, why'd you put me in the home? Well, where am I gonna put you? You ain't got a home. You know, you got to go to the home because you don't own a home, because I got nowhere else to put you. I got no money. You sick? I can't take care of you. I got to go to work. I got to take care of these kids. I'm going to put you in a home. No, you don't want to go live in a home. I don't want to go live in a home. We won't throw away our seniors because now they need extra assistance. No, we want to have financial stability so we can get in-home care for you. Get you a CNA. We want financial stability so we don't have to worry about paying rent because you got the house and an ADU in the back and your rent is on time and it's covering your bills and your medical bills are covered because you got a couple pieces of property. You ain't sitting up here worried about trying to do it by yourself. You remember way back when 4 of y'all got together and pieced up on a few pieces of property in 2022. Now, 40 years later, 30 years later, you know, you got several pieces, and due to the revenue of them, you can retire with dignity. You can sit up in your house, get you some help, come on in, get your kids, come on in. They love to come see Big Mama. You want to make sure Big Mama all right. Don't make them bury you too quick. Talking about, oh, we can't take care of you. We're going to put you in the home. What happened to those people in the home when COVID hit? My God, feeding ground for COVID. What? You mad? How you gonna get mad at that? So just think about when you have the flu or the common cold, how that just spreads throughout the home. Come on now. So I'm telling you, I have the solution for you. The prices are high. What are we gonna do? Peace up. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a couple people together, or there's some reasonable communities that are building out, some reasonable communities that you might have to commute to for a little bit. Or, like I said, you buy the condo first, or, you know, a smaller place first, and then build into your forever home a little later, because you use that first couple homes as income property. And then you can buy that forever home when you know, when you're trying to, right before you retire, you want to look and have a beautiful view of the city. You want to be up there in the Dons and Baldwin Hills, and you want to see all the twinkling lights. Okay, well, let's get there. Let's get there. Partner with me or your local real estate realtist, who is here to not only just, you know, make a dollar off of whatever you buy, but to actually advocate for your behalf and sit down with you, speak about financial literacy, and help you make a true plan to build generational wealth. Okay, we're building generational wealth. We are combating the embarrassing, way back behind Black homeownership rate based on the census. You know, nobody's interpretation, just what the census says. You know, everybody else want to do math differently. That's why we don't have enough mathematicians. And we don't have a good financial literacy, because everybody want to try to mess around with the numbers. Leave the numbers where they are. Number right there. It's right there in the table. It told you what it was, 43.1. That's it. 0.4, 0.24. I don't care what you put else. It's 43.1. That's what the census told you. So you want to make a change, you want to make that number different, then you need to partner up with me so that you can build generational wealth through home ownership. All right, I'm here for you. Lyric Armstrong, your real estate agent and advocate. Go ahead and give me a ring-a-ding-ding, 213-444-6336, 213-444-6336, or you can go and email me, lyric@ljaestates.com. All right, talk to you later. Have a blessed one.